Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New Canaan High School Gymnasium for some primetime high school hoops. Tonight we have the New Canaan Rams and the Greenwich Cardinals. I'm Ryan Bell, joined alongside PJ Neville and esteemed Mr. Announcer tonight, Anthony Polici. Anthony, thanks for being here tonight. And guys, we should be in a good game. AJ, I'll start with you. What should we look out for with Greenwich?
Yeah, so we have a lot of key moments for Greenwich what we're going to be looking for tonight. So first off, it's going to be ball movement. When I talked to the head coach, Megan Wax, before, she said that they've been working hard on that and that's going to be one of their main goals tonight, passing the ball a lot and getting it around the court. Also, we're looking for an active defense. They're going to try and keep the score low and hold New Canaan down, because you know if they don't, New Canaan can take off. So with those main focuses, I think we're going to have a key matchup tonight between these two teams.
Yeah, and AJ, last question for you right now. Greenwich, they're 9-0 on the season. They have a lot of star players, but who are you looking out for tonight?
So I would say you got to look out for Zuri Faison. She's a freshman, and she looks like she's going to be a big part of the team in the next coming years, but already she's showing her potential. You know, great passer, great shooter, all around, a well-rounded player. So we're going to expecting big things from her tonight.
PJ, on to you. New Canaan 2-5 on the year, but the record really doesn't represent the team that well because they score a good amount of points and they play a really good defensive, minded system. But this game tonight, when you're playing an undefeated Greenwich team, what are you looking for tonight for the Rams?
Yeah, obviously, this Rams team, the past 2 years, they've had phenomenal starts. Going undefeated through 5-8 games, I think it was, and now you're coming in with kind of unexpected territory, somewhere where you haven't been before. But looking at this team in warm-ups, they're locked in. They're hitting a lot of shots. They're playing very well. Greenwich, it's looked almost like a little bit of a lazy warm-up, like they're kind of expecting to just roll through this New Canaan team. But I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think we might have a close game on our hands, and especially when it gets to FCAC play, anything can happen.
Yeah, and PJ, as for the Rams, who are the players you're looking out for tonight? A very new team compared to last year.
Yeah, I'm looking for number 30, Ali Cecilia. She's a sophomore forward. She actually scored 24 points in the Rams' last game. So, she's going to be a high-impact player for them in this one.
AJ, I'll go over to you. As to Greenwich, again, when you're 9-0 and you're playing a team that's 2-5, you think, the expectation is you're going to win this game by a lot. But, we've mentioned New Canaan is a very feisty team. So, as for the game plan for the Cardinals, what do they need to do tonight in order to win?
I think that, like I said before, focusing on defense and ball movement, but that also means not letting New Canaan get ahead too quick. New Canaan was telling me a lot about how they are planning on having a strong defense this game, and they're going to try and keep the score down as well. So we're looking for a very heavy defensive game, and I think it's going to be key for Greenwich to be able to get the ball, get it moving around, and not let the strong defenses stop them.
PJ, on to you. New Canaan's game plan tonight, what do they have to do in order to get an upset win?
Yeah, well, this Rams team, you've got to play lockdown defense. They've been phenomenal, in the past couple years, including this year. Just playing defense, they're really tenacious on defense. I think that's been kind of the key for them the past couple years, especially with assistant coach Chris Silvestri. He's a football defensive coordinator, obviously, and I think, I don't know, there's something about him and defenses that just translates over, and he's got great pressure defense, and I think that's what's going to be key for them tonight.
Yeah, before the game, what do you think Coach Palmer, Coach Silvestri, obviously Coach Rowett, what do you think they're telling the girls right now?
I think it's really going to come down to how you want to play. I think this New Canaan team, they're obviously a lot better than their record has shown, and I think that they can get it done. They have the ability to beat this Greenwich team and knock them off, and it's going to come down to how much more you want it.
Yeah, AJ, I'll know there's a good crowd here right now, and we'll actually take a quick pause for the national anthem, and then I'll go to you after that. Take a quick break. Great rendition of the national anthem there. And and AJ, again, atmosphere right now. I mean, we have a really good crowd here. How does that kind of affect the game tonight?
Yeah, so it's a Friday night. Midterms just finished for the students. And although there's not too many here now, I think that we're going to have a big student section soon. Definitely for New Canaan going into the long weekend. You know, student atmosphere and overall parent atmosphere plays a large factor in these kinds of games that are high stakes and really important. So we'll see what happens tonight.
PJ, starters for New Canaan. Who do we see out there?
Yeah, you see number 32 and number 23, Cece Patterson and Grace Driscoll, respectively, 2 captains on this squad. And then number 11, Lila Donaldson. She's a team's leading scorer, 8 points per game. And the team's actual rebounding leader as well with 4 rebounds a game. So she's a high-impact player for them.
Here we go, underway. New Canaan in white, Greenwich in red, and it should be a good one tonight, Friday night. Glad you're spending time with some hoops. An early steal there by Ali Sasia, driving to the basket with contact. Layup no good. Rebound, Cardinals, and we'll take it the other way. With Jake High taking the deep three-pointer. That one's good, and the first points of the night belong to Greenwich. And AJ, how about that one?
Yeah, I think that their plan is being executed perfectly. They're moving the ball around, and that's opening those opportunities for them to take those shots like that without New Canaan even realizing what's happening.
Sasia with the ball. Goes Patterson, the senior, and there's a steal. Greenwich already enforcing their defensive will. That ball out of bounds, staying on their own end. And PJ, what have we seen so far in this first less than a minute or so?
Yeah, I think the Rams have got to just settle it down. They've had 2 offensive possessions so far that have kind of been rushed. Obviously, Sasia, she had the fast break, which was a good look, but you got to settle it down against a team like this and kind of get more intricate with your touches and try and get it inside.
That ball, shot no good, rebound by Patterson. Over to one of the seniors, the leading scorer, Lila Donaldson. Now Sasia with it, kind of assuming this almost point guard role right now. Donaldson, she'll take a three-pointer. That one off the mark. Patterson fighting for it. And ref blows their whistle there. So some early shots so far from New Canaan. And, you know, PJ, we'll see the inbound plays now. Obviously a really important part of basketball. You got to make sure that your inbound plays are good. Yeah,
definitely. You got to, right, this is an opportunity to find some open players as they did there with Detmer. It was just a bad pass. Can't have that. But it was a good play, good, you know, ability. Rams were able to find an open player right under the hoop, which is, you know, near perfect, drawing it up.
Yeah. You mentioned Lucy Detmer, freshman on this team, so some new faces, obviously, compared to last year, which was a senior-heavy team. Greenwich trying to work this one inside. Patterson fighting for it. Layup is good. It's Zuri Faison, and AJ, that's someone you pointed out before the game and already making an impact there with her first points.
Yeah, making big plays that are, even though they might seem small at the moment, they're definitely going to add up into this game.
Donaldson, top of the key over to Sasia. No points from the Rams so far, just under 2 minutes. There's a foul. And I think that's one thing PJ New Canaan they got to do tonight is attack the rim, drive to the basket, and try and force contact, get to the free throw line.
Definitely, you know, it's called the charity stripe for a reason, Ryan. It should be free. And, you know, obviously in high school it's a lot harder to hit it than when you're kind of an experienced NBA player, sorts like that. But it still is a free shot, free opportunity for you to score, and you've got to get there and attack.
Donaldson driving to the rim. She gets fouled, and here we go. The first free throws of the night for New Canaan. Take a look at the replay. Good drive from Donaldson. That's what we're saying. You got to drive to the rim. Try and make your free throws. First one here for Donaldson. That one off the mark. So one more coming for the senior, Lila Donaldson. So far, 5-0 start for Greenwich. They've been looking pretty good. And a couple turnovers here from both teams. Second free throw. That one also off the mark. Rebounded by the Cardinals. And Faison sets a screen on her own end. Thinking about the three-pointer is Gabe. Good handles at the top. Nice steal from Ali Sasia. Driving, layup. is good. Ali Cecilia, and the first points of the night for the Rams, PJ, is from the sophomore.
Yeah, great steal. She takes it all the way for the finish through contact, and she's got to be a star player that Coach Palmer she has to be drawing up plays for her to get open, because she's been a star scorer so far this year.
There's a three-pointer again from J. Kai, Elsa J. Kai, and how about that, AJ? A lot of points so far from her.
Yeah, I think J. Kai is definitely going to make the difference in the game tonight. And even though, finding those open shots is definitely, and passing to her, again, the passing play is what the Greenwich Cardinals are looking for tonight. So getting her open and giving her the ball is going to be the difference tonight.
CC Patterson called for the travel there. So Greenwich will get this one back, and you got to imagine that J. Kai will be one of these leading scorers tonight for the Cardinals. Here's Face on. Passing inside, New Canaan trying to get some sort of trap in the corner. Face on driving. There's going to be a foul on the floor before any sort of shot was going up there. That's one thing is PJ, New Canaan has to stay out of foul trouble as well.
Definitely, obviously, you don't want your players fouling out. You've got a very big New Canaan bench, but I wouldn't necessarily say a lot of depth. A lot of these players are very young. This is a young New Canaan team with a lot of talent that hasn't seen many varsity minutes, so you don't want to kind of throw a player in a clutch situation like this against an undefeated team when another player is fouled out.
Timeout called by New Canaan there with 4:32 left in the first right now. And again, an 8-2 lead for Greenwich. And AJ, what have you liked so far from the Cardinals?
So I find it kind of interesting how when I talked to head coach, she said how, they were going to focus on a lot of defense. But right now it looks like they're focusing on offense, driving up the score and using their offense as a defense. Just kind of interesting, and how they're trying to kind of threaten New Canaan, trying to run up the score, make them a little nervous so that they can get comfortable and work on their goals for the night.
Yeah, you say use their offense like a defense. It's an interesting term, but what do you kind of mean by that?
Well, in football there's a saying, a good offense is a good defense, and running up the score so that they start getting nervous so that they can't score and start making silly plays so that they can't run, get the score tied up again is going to be, it would be an interesting way to play the game.
Yep. So New Canaan will inbound over on the far side. Detmer bringing it just across half court. That one turned over from the freshman. Greenwich looking to capitalize the other way. Nice crossover. Thought about the three-pointer there. Was Utzinger. Swings that one around. Again, thinking about these deep shots. See if they're going to try and hit one. That one looked like that was tipped, but Faison just goes straight up. And she gets another two. And now a 10-2 lead for Greenwich. And seems like Jury Faison, AJ, has been doing a lot on the glass right now.
Yeah, just like I predicted, she's going to be one of those key players that's going to make the difference tonight.
New Canaan now working it around. Detmer again turns that one over, but double dribble is called on Greenwich. But PJ, that's the last 2 or 3 possessions now that Lucy Detmer has been turning over. Obviously a freshman though, so not really much experience at all. So we'll see how that will change throughout the game.
Yeah, and I'd like to see the Rams kind of passing it kind of more earlier in the possessions than they have been. Detmer, she's been dribbling in and picking up her dribble, and then all of a sudden she has nowhere left to go. And the Rams, they've got to get open for her. They've got to, get some motion to kind of free up a pass for her. But, the 3 or so turnovers that she's had haven't all been totally her fault.
Donaldson 3 off the mark. Face on trail, and that pass way too high there. That will be a turnover from Greenwich, which is something that New Canaan has to force. And AJ, you're smiling there. What do you see off that pass?
I saw some surprise looks from the fans, and I think, it's those plays that are kind of dangerous in a game like tonight where it could be very close.
Great cut there by Lucy Detmer, and that one blocked out of bounds, and we'll see an inbound for New Canaan. And PJ, how do the inbound plays for New Canaan, how pivotal are they, and what do you want to see from these inbounds?
I would love to see kind of freeing a player up right underneath the hoop like how we saw earlier with Detmer. I think it was a great look that we had earlier, and you got to get opportunities like that, especially in a game where through 5 minutes you have 2 points on the board right now.
Elsa J. Kai called for the foul there. And AJ, quick substitution for the Cardinals. Who's coming in?
I didn't catch it. It was number 1, Kiernan, coming in to make the difference.
Okay, we'll take over here. Greenwich. Face on. We'll get a block down low. Looks like New Canaan will make one of their substitutions here, but again, it just seems like Zuri Faison has been really dominant so far in the paint. PJ, I'll go to you. New Canaan making their first sub of the night. Who do we got?
Well, that isn't actually their first sub of the night. Eliza Lorenz
one of their first
came
subs
on earlier.
Yeah.
But, no, that's the freshman Sabrina Borlowski in for the other freshman, Lucy Detmer.
Yeah, it's interesting how many freshmen are making the difference tonight in this game. 2 or 3 on both sides on the court at the same time. It's interesting how similar these teams are, in which the freshmen are really leading the team player-wise.
So here, New Canaan trying to get something going. Only 2 points so far in this first quarter. Cecilia with it. Donaldson tries to hit Lorenz. Lorenz, foot was on the line there. That one is good. Only a 2-pointer, but a great shot by Eliza Lorenz. And now Greenwich will try and respond here, get some points off of New Canaan scoring, which we haven't seen too much so far. Good ball movement by this Cardinals attack, and there's a 3-pointer. That one goes off the front rim. And now Cecilia had some numbers. She decides to take that one back. Lorenz for 3. The hot hand is good. Oh. Eliza Lorenz has been on fire this last minute or so. And PJ, great shots by Lorenz.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity. Kind of 3 from the wing. Great look, and that's what you got to do. You got to get the hot hand going, and it seems to be Lorenz tonight.
Yeah, it's 10-7 now. Quick little 5-0 run, and there's a clean block from Ali Cecilia. It's New Canaan defense looking rejuvenated right now, getting back into their zone. Greenwich swinging that one down corner up to the wing. No one in the middle, which is normally how you'd expect to beat a 2-3 zone. That one goes out of bounds. Going to stay with Greenwich, but a loud crowd roar from this New Canaan side. And AJ, so far, New Canaan's been looking good these last couple minutes.
Yeah, I think that's partially due to the problems with the Cardinals' defense right now. They're talking about how they want to be strong in the defense, not run up the score, but they're letting a lot of shots through. We see a couple threes, a couple mistakes here and there. All of a sudden that adds up and we get a big difference. So I think, if the Cardinals really want to stay in this, they got to keep up on their defense.
Yeah, Cecilia with it up top now to Eliza Lorenz. Lorenz has scored the last 5 points for the Rams. She'll cut through New Canaan again, just trying to work into their offensive sets. Lorenz fakes the shot, going baseline, passes middle, but nobody is there. Now Greenwich try and get a little of their own run going. That, not a 3-pointer. Really a nice deep 2-pointer there. That one from Alyssa Gaith there. And AJ, that's another nice shot from Greenwich.
Yeah, we're seeing the ball movement that they were talking about. Passing the ball around until you find that open shot and take advantage of it.
Greenwich forcing another turnover, now driving. Think about the 3-pointer, which they will get a deep 3. That one no good, off the mark. And now Patterson, they're going to call a kick ball there. She, yeah, looked like she was going to get to that one. Would have had a nice layup opportunity, but off of the foot of, seems like one of the Rams there. And they got to get the ball all the way down there, close to our TriCaster, where Andrew Mink and Andrew Muller are down there.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Andrew M. Square.
AJ, you want to shout out anyone else that's watching?
I want to shout out Anav Sahai if he's watching, our former NCTV station manager. My inspiration. Hopefully he's watching right now, watching me in a new role.
Greenwich now working this one, thinking about the 3-pointer, now attacking them right through the middle of that zone, off balance, no good. Offensive rebound. And that will be a foul. It was Kate Baxendale grabbing the miss and putting it back up, and she will shoot 2. So Baxendale will line up to shoot 2. Here's the first one. That one no good. So a couple of missed free throws.
Yeah, I think
from both
teams are 0 for 3 currently.
Yeah. Second free throw attempt from Baxendale. I think, yeah, 0 for 4 right now, but face on grabbing the rebound. A lot of contact, no foul. So now Greenwich can work this one back, get their sets going there. I think there's a foot on the line. I think we'll get a, actually that's end of the quarter right there. So there we go, 12-7 lead through 1 for the Greenwich Cardinals. PJ, I'll start with you. New Canaan started slow, got some points at the end there. How did they continue this into the second quarter?
Yeah, I think you got to just continue what's been working. Obviously, Loren, she's been on fire. 5 of the Rams, 7 points so far in only a couple minutes. But I think you also have to get some fresh legs in there, right? You have some very talented players who still haven't stepped in yet. Callie Patterson, I remember just from last year, she was a huge impact player on the team. Sarah Marshall, among other names that haven't yet stepped on the court, but are still very talented players that this team could use in a situation like this.
AJ, as for you, Greenwich 12 points in this first quarter. How do they continue, their good run into the second?
Yeah, I'm thinking that the Greenwich should keep in their freshmen, both Faison and Jakai. Even though they're freshmen, they're making a really big impact in this game, getting most of the points up on the board right now, which is really going to be the difference in this game. New Canaan might not be expecting these freshmen to be doing what they're doing right now, but it's making a big difference.
Both teams still going over it in the huddles right now. It's Greenwich breaking. So again, if you're just joining us, 12-7 lead for Greenwich in the first quarter as we head into the second. Good quarter of ball. And as for New Canaan, we'll see if any more substitutions will take place, but looking like your regular starting 5 there. So here we go, Greenwich to start the second quarter. Again, New Canaan in the zone, attacking right through the middle. There's an open 3-pointer. That one off the mark. Lorenz strong with it. Great rebound there from Eliza Lorenz. That one over to Sarah Marshall. Almost looks like trying to bank that 3 in. Good rebound by Cece Patterson. Cecilia back out to Marshall. Reset this Rams offense a little bit. Cecilia scored the first points of the game for New Canaan. Nothing since. Almost loses that one. Still a good amount of time on the shot clock, about 15 seconds. Marshall with it over to Cecilia. Trying to attack left. Nothing really going for this Rams offense right now. Greenwich doing a good job staying home, denying these cutting lanes. But as I say that, great cut by Eliza Lorenz and a perfect layup. And PJ, that is how that New Canaan offense should be run.
Exactly, Ryan. Getting a lot of motion through, just consistent cutters, trying to find a quick break in the defense, and that's what you got.
Greenwich trying to respond here. Coach Palmer telling everyone to shift over. You can see everyone's shifting with the zone. Nice 3-pointer there from Alyssa Gaith. And that's the thing, PJ, they say one way to, at least beat the 2-3 zone is you just shoot your way out of the zone, and a couple 3-pointers have fallen for Greenwich.
I couldn't agree with you more, Ryan. I mean, just get a couple of deep shots. That's what they've done so far. I mean, how many of their points have been off of threes? I think 9 maybe.
Right, yeah.
So, if that's what you got to do, then, that's what's going to work.
Yeah, great shot there. Left hand from Alex Cecilia. So we're back to a 4-point game, 15-11 for Greenwich. A lot of 3-pointers so far from the Cardinals, so we'll see if New Canaan can try and slow those down a little bit. Face on, good pass to the cut.
Yeah, it's been the sophomore show so far for the Rams tonight. Cecilia and Lorenz having all of their 11 points, so I think it's time for the Rams to get kind of their seniors involved. Driscoll and Patterson, they've been out there for majority of the time. Obviously, Driscoll on the bench right now, but Driscoll has a very, very talented shot from deep. As take another look at that foul. But I think you've got to try and get them involved some way, somehow, if you want to win this one.
Yeah, Donaldson, again, 8 points per game is, the leading scorer on this Rams team, but nothing so far. AJ, as for Greenwich, we've seen New Canaan get into this one a little bit, couple points in these last few minutes. What do you want to see from Greenwich?
I think Greenwich needs to watch those small holes in the defense that they have right now. It's always a very strong defense going on for almost the whole shot clock, and they're guarding very well, not letting anyone through. But then in the last few seconds, we just see a small break, and New Canaan takes advantage of it. They need to be cautious of that and make sure that they're keeping a consistent defense throughout the shot clock duration.
Yeah, so New Canaan will, again, try and work into their offensive sets. Marshall with it. Swings that one over to Lorenz. Again, leading scorer so far in this game, Eliza Lorenz for the Rams. Marshall with it up top, swinging that one right. Now it's Cecilia in the corner. Cross-court pass over to Marshall. Lorenz for three. That one off the mark, but that's a good shot from Eliza Lorenz. Now Greenwich trying to get something going on the offensive end. Nothing on their last possession, which they normally have been doing. There's a nice floater there from Elsa Jakai. And I think a little miscue on the inbound, actually. Maybe her foot was over the line, so Greenwich will get that one right back. But AJ going back to that little floater. That was a great shot.
Yeah, it's
three-pointer. Oh, that one going over the top of the basket. AJ, I'd ask you on the floater from Elsa Jakai. It was a good floater. I mean, that's the thing that Greenwich needs to do is attack the middle of the zone, which we just saw. Now Lorenz with it on the wing. And the refs blow their whistle. Now Lorenz will go over to the sideline to inbound it. Marshall, Sarah Marshall with it up top. Again, one of the seniors on this team. That one, new face, Lauren Livesay in for the Rams. Lorenz swings that one over. That one goes out of bounds, so should stay here with the Rams. And again, working with the inbounds now for New Canaan. Lauren Livesay, now the inbounder. Cecilia right back to Livesay, jumper, that one off rim. Good rebound by Patterson. Lorenz thought about the three-pointer. Swings that one over to Marshall. A little too strong for CC Patterson. Now Jakai driving. Passes that one out. New Canaan crowd sounded good. And there's a travel on the floor there from Greenwich. Shows the stop that New Canaan needed. And, down by 6 right now, 17-11. A three-pointer here would cut it to a one-score game. We'll see if the Rams will try and attack the middle or stick perimeter, which they have been doing for the most part. Marshall, Lorenz, again, Greenwich running a zone right now, so we'll see what kind of beaters New Canaan has in play. Getting a trap on Lorenz at the top end, a steal. Layup for Greenwich is good. And that's the thing, when you're running that 2-3 zone, you can get the trap up top. I think it was Maddie Utzinger on the layup. And another steal now. Jakai driving with contact. Foul, but no layup. And AJ, bad last two possessions for the Rams.
Yeah, so I think that even though that Greenwich isn't maybe making some of those shots, it's still about just getting the ball and doing them over and over. That's going to get you those points on the board. Yeah, New Canaan, if they want to stay in this, they're going to need to watch their defense or watch their offense. They'll still be playing offense on defense.
First free throw, no good from Jakai, and now substitution for the Rams. Lucy Detmer coming into the game. Lauren Livesay coming out. Second free throw, Jakai. That one good. Nothing but net there. Now extends the Greenwich lead to.
I was going to say, I think that's the first free throw make for either team this game.
Yeah.
Brian, so.
No, you're right. As it's 20-11 now. Greenwich with the lead. Donaldson, no hesitation. That shot no good. No offensive rebound for the Rams. So now Jakai working with it for Greenwich. Good crossover. Working it around the outside, getting it outside the perimeter, but I think they're trying to, at some point, get it to face on in the middle. But New Canaan doing a good job. There's the pass baseline. Now another three-pointer, a little contact, no call from the refs, and rebound and a subsequent foul is Lucy Detmer grabbing the rebound. And that's the possession that the Rams need on defense, AJ.
Yeah, it's important to note, though, how much that Greenwich is moving the ball just like they wanted to. I counted 7 or 8 passes before the shot there.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, even though it didn't work out exactly, again, it's doing that over and over that's going to get you the points.
Swings that one over. Deep three-pointer. That one no good from Lucy Detmer. Donaldson's going to get called for the bump. And that's another foul on this New Canaan team, which they got to just make sure they stay, you know, out of, you know, at least causing fouls. You don't want Greenwich to get in the bonus. 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Jake High, again, good handles at the top of the key. Patterson, they're going to call a foul there. I don't think CC Patterson's not too happy with that call, but just a little too much contact there. So Greenwich will get this side inbound. As you can see, look at the replay there. Just a tad bit too much contact, and there's positive contact on the steal from Ali Cecilia and a good layup. And PJ, again, that's the thing. You got to turn defense into offense if you're the Rams, and that's a good layup there.
Yeah, that was a great layup. She got the fast break. No one in front of her. I don't even think any contact on her. So great break for her. And, you know, I think that might be one of those kind of ball don't lie situations. I don't think that was really a foul before. It looked like Patterson was kind of just reaching for the ball.
Yep.
But, you know, wound up being good for the Rams.
Yeah.
So.
Jake High was called for the travel on that last possession. So New Canaan back with it. Donaldson corner. Swings that one up top to Detmer. Over to Lorenz. It's Detmer and Lorenz playing the 2 point guard, shooting guard role. Donaldson airballed that three-pointer. Now Greenwich trying to work with it on the other end. Jake High with it. Great crossover again. Gets that one. Short mid-range shot. That one off the mark. Offensive rebound by Greenwich. And that one up and in. So New Canaan unable to box out there. And Kate Baxendale able to put that one up, AJ.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is a close game so far, but it's also a low-scoring game overall. As we talked about in the beginning, how both teams are focusing on their defenses, and because they both know that once you start slipping, it's hard to get out of. Once you get out of that kind of slide, where the more points the other team gets, you know, the harder it is, obviously, for you to catch up, and it's easy for both teams to start getting a lot of points.
Yeah, you mentioned that you want to avoid that slide that New Canaan has had and what seems to be that last possession or so. So Greenwich will get a side interview now.
We're sorry for the technical difficulties. PJ is messing around.
That one out of bounds and will stay with Greenwich. So another inbound just under the hoop for Greenwich. Oh, almost a steal there by the Rams. That's Callie Patterson now in the game, sister of Cece, who, you know, PJ had some good minutes last year. It's the first time we're seeing her tonight, though.
Yeah, no, she was definitely very talented last year on a team with obviously a very different playing style. You know, they were kind of more get it inside and work from there. And I think that with this team and this strategy this year, maybe her playing style doesn't fit as much, but she still is a very useful player for the Rams squad.
Hey, Grace Driscoll called for the travel there. Jake High almost turned that one over. I think we got a timeout call by Greenwich. 9-point lead for the Cardinals, 22-13. Just about a minute and 11 left to go in this second quarter. AJ, I'll start with you first. Greenwich with the 9-point lead right now. How do they have to finish out this half?
I think they just need to keep the lead going into the half. You know, being even a few points ahead is going to mean a lot throughout the second half, because starting off ahead already gives you that advantage right up front, and having that lead is going to be important. So whether it be locking down on defense or getting more points on offense, it's going to be really important for them to keep, you know, a couple extra points for that buffers, just to make sure that, you know, New Canaan doesn't make a run for it.
PJ, over to you. New Canaan, only 13 points so far. You know, at least to finish out this second quarter, what do they got to do to put some more points on the board?
You know, you just got to get it inside. The Rams have had, you know, down the final stretch of this quarter, they haven't had a lot of opportunities really. So they need to start going to work inside more.
New Canaan back into their 2-3 zone as what we've been seeing really all of tonight so far. There's Detmer with the steal, now driving all the way down, almost assuming the point guard role right there. Over to Lorenz. Detmer thought about the three-pointer. Driscoll running baseline over to the corner of the three-point area. Cecilia with a good bounce pass over to Lorenz, fakes the shot, and another travel called on this Rams team. And PJ, it's a simple, they're just moving before they're dribbling.
Yeah, I didn't really like that call. The referee had a much better angle than me. She was standing right there, but it didn't really look from my angle.
So back with Greenwich now. 35 seconds left to go. About a 9-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And there is another travel, this time on the Cardinals. So we'll see with about 34 seconds left to go.
Shot clock is off now.
Yep, you are right, AJ. Shot clock is off. 30 seconds. See if New Canaan want to save this one up.
All the time in the
for
world.
the last shot. Well, it's eventually going to run out, so you
yeah,
got to see
I wouldn't say that.
at what point they got to get something going. Three-pointer. Not sure if that one was tipped or not. You got to imagine it was, how tall Faison is. So now Greenwich could have the opportunity to work with the last shot here. Cecilia playing some tough defense. Make sure you're not fouling. A little too handsy. There's a great drive.
Oh, they got a travel.
Yeah, travel. Great finish there, but travel was called first. Now 6.5 seconds left for the Rams. So here we go. Detmer with it. Got to force up something. Detmer over. Driscoll got to put something up. Oh, that one no good. And that will be it for the first half. New Canaan 13, Greenwich 22. Quick thought from you, AJ. What do you see in the first half?
So in the first half, we see Greenwich trying to work on their goals of moving the ball around and having that active defense, trying to not let New Canaan shoot. And they're being very successful so far with that. You see, the Rams have only scored about 13 points so far in 16 minutes. So it's important that they keep this up and keep the Rams not being able to score so that they can make that lead and stick with it. I think I want to see a little bit more ball movement, maybe a few more points on behalf of Greenwich so we can see their score go up a little. But, yeah.
Yeah, PJ, just a really quick thought from you before we cut it away.
I think New Canaan, they've only had 2 scores this whole game in Cecilia and Lorenz. So I think if you really want to win this game, you've got to get it to those seniors. Donaldson has to get hot, Driscoll has to get hot, and CeCe Patterson has to get hot.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We're going to send it away to sponsors, and we'll be back for the start of the second half.
And the dance team.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Quest Builders Group, a general contracting, construction management, and consulting company who proudly supports all of our high school athletes. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We thank Platinum sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We thank Platinum sponsor Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands and welcome the New Canaan community into their newly renovated store this fall. Go Rams! Platinum sponsor Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. We thank Platinum sponsor Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We also thank our Platinum sponsor Hoyt Livery for 30 plus years of service. We would like to thank our Gold sponsor Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal, constructed with intention and integrity. We thank another Gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, a family-owned deli right here in town serving the New Canaan community since 1986. They are a proud sponsor of the New Canaan community and all of our sports teams. And we thank NC Graphics LLC, a Gold sponsor who is a constant supporter of the NCHS Booster Club. They are a custom graphics company located right here in New Canaan for all of your logo designing needs. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams!
Welcome back for the start of the second half here in New Canaan 13, Greenwich 22. Again, I'm Ryan Bell, joined by Patrick Neville and Anthony Polici. Second half action underway. Quick start. Callie Patterson puts that one up. No good. Going out of bounds. Going to stay with the Rams here. Did it inbound under the basket. It's going to be Grace Driscoll. There's contact there. Drawing the shooting foul. And New Canaan will now have their first chance of this second half to get some points up.
Foul shots have been kind of a weak spot so far in the game so far. So I think, making sure that your foul shots you're making those foul shots, they're going in. It's going to be a major factor of the game so far, considering both teams have kind of been struggling with it.
Yeah, you mentioned that, AJ. And how about for Greenwich and their offense? I'd say a pretty good first half of them. How do you want to see them continue that in the second half?
Yeah, so it's going to be important for Greenwich to be looking for kind of those gaps in the New Canaan defense and making plays based off of that. Being aggressive, but not too aggressive, and getting the ball in the hoop, because they have a lead right now, but a few threes and all of a sudden they could be behind. So it's important that, again, they are sticking to it, not giving up, not slacking off.
Ali Cecilia called with the foul there, so it will be another inbound under the basket for Greenwich. And AJ, we had a name for inbound under the basket last year. We're not going to use it this year, though. We'll just call it normal inbound, as now Greenwich will try to work into their offensive sets here. Cecilia closing out heavy on that wing. Greenwich now, again, trying to attack that middle of the zone, but you've got to think they should get someone starting on the block and then maybe the middle first. Good defense by Cecilia. Driscoll getting the steal over to Cecilia. Bounce pass, a little too much juice on it for Lorenz. Now Greenwich going back the other way. They'll reset up top with Utzinger. Trying to get that one down low to Baxendale. And jump ball will be called. We'll stay on this end for Greenwich. And PJ, big second half here in New Canaan, down by 7 right now. What do they got to do to get back in this one?
You've got to get some offensive possessions like we saw earlier that resulted in free throws for Borlowski. It's going to come down to just concentrated possessions where you're taking your time just like that, and you're finding the best opportunity, wide open shot, wide open layup, whatever it may be. You've got to find some good opportunities, because those contested looks have not been falling so far.
Yeah, nice mid-range there, and now New Canaan almost getting another steal. Will be another jump ball. We'll go the way of the Rams. So already in this third quarter, it's been looking a lot better for New Canaan. Only down by 5 right now. Here comes the sophomore Lorenz, bringing it down the floor. Again, Greenwich running zone defense right now, so New Canaan trying to figure out some way to beat that one. Lorenz maybe had a shot over to Driscoll, who'll take a shot. That one no good. Rebound. Cardinals still go up the other way. Clean block there, but going back up with it. And one for Greenwich. That was Juliet Pelham. Count the basket. One free throw to come. And AJ, that was some textbook defense and offense, I should say, right there.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much from Pelham so far this game, so it's interesting that she's coming back in, making some big plays, and now she's got some foul shots.
Foul shot, and that one no good, and the rebound from the Rams, Lorenz. That one no good. Try to go a little flashy there. That one's going to go the other way of Greenwich. I think some players and fans unhappy. Thought that one last one out on a Cardinal, but it's going to stay with Greenwich. Still take it up the floor. You see Cecilia right there at half court. Generating her own half court press right there. And we have a foul on Callie Patterson trying to defend Zuri Faison, and that's a tough job to do, and we'll see right there. See Patterson just getting a little too physical with Faison right there, so another foul early for the Rams. So Greenwich will try and capitalize on that, and there's a travel from the Cardinals. And AJ, one thing to note is this Greenwich team not too much bench depth. You know, there's only 2 other players right now that are suited up on the bench. So what does that kind of tell you about the energy that some of these players may have?
You know, even though they're trying to really bring the energy to the game to get those points up, you know, they have to conserve their energy as well. You know, there's not too many subs, and that's going to play a big role once we get to the 4th quarter and even later in the 4th quarter, especially if we go to overtime. Being the way it looks, you know, New Canaan seems to be maybe becoming on a comeback, so they got to conserve their energy, make sure they can make it through the whole game strong, and that's really going to be a key factor that it's going to really change the dynamic of the game.
That last one out on face-on. So we'll stay on this end for the Rams. Driscoll to inbound, right underneath to Cecilia. That one's going to be a jump, and will go the way of Greenwich. 5:23 to go in this 3rd quarter. Rams were down 9 at halftime. It's 7 right now, 24-17. Trying to get a stop here and trying to inch and claw their way back into this game, which has been close so far. That one out of bounds off of Greenwich. That was number 23, Julia Pelham. And AJ, now New Canaan can work with something here.
Yeah, you know, New Canaan, you asked me in the beginning of the game how students and the fans might make a difference in this. So it's important to note how New Canaan's getting a pretty big fan section. There's a lot of students. Some of the dance team has come back, a lot of parents. Meanwhile, Greenwich, you know, obviously it's away, doesn't have the home field advantage, so they have less. They have less fans, which is really bringing the difference in the game as New Canaan is gaining momentum.
Lorenz, that 3 off the mark. Rebound face on. Now Greenwich will try and go the other way here. Driscoll and Cecilia trying to do some double team pressure at the top of the key. Now Cecilia close down, get it out middle. Thought about the deep 3-pointer as Greenwich right there. And Utzinger with it, spinning right into the middle. Tough finish with the left hand. That one no good. Heavy contact there. And the freshman Zuri face-on will get 2 free throws. And PJ, a lot of fouls so far from New Canaan in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think Greenwich is already in the double bonus right now, so any more fouls will result in free throws, and only halfway through this 3rd quarter. So the Rams, it seems like the halftime message from Coach Palmer and Coach Silvestri was, and Coach Rowett too, was just to get physical and, you know, command dominance. And I think that's what they've done. It's just, you know, maybe they've been a little too aggressive.
AJ, what do you think some of the New Canaan coaches have been saying to the players as well?
Kind of what PJ was addressing. You know, again, they have a deeper bench, so they can be, you know, being more aggressive, you know, making the plays and working harder. They know that they're going to be able to rest, get some water. Meanwhile, Greenwich doesn't have that luxury. So I think New Canaan's definitely going to be going out stronger.
Face-on grabs the rebound, then grabs her own miss and puts that one back up. So hard to box out the freshman Zuri face-on. And now Greenwich back into the double-digit lead. It's an 11-point lead, 28-17, and New Canaan will call a timeout to try and get everything back in order on the sideline. And PJ, you know, it was close, about 7-point, 5-point game. Now it's up to 11. You know, in this huddle, what's being drawn up for the Rams?
Yeah, I think it's a play to get your shooters open. Lila Donaldson just checked in, so maybe you're running a couple screens to get her through some traffic, find her. She likes to take those corner threes. She has not really been converting well on those. I'd like to see something a little higher up, maybe from the wing for Donaldson, just to get some more momentum back on the board.
AJ, for Greenwich, you know, the 2-3 zone they're running has them pretty well, but they're not closing out in the corners too much. You know, we've seen the Rams are really driving into those corners a lot, and they're maybe, I'd say, getting 75% of those shots from that corner into the mid-range area. So if you're running that 2-3 zone and you're the coach for Greenwich, you know, how do you make sure that you can deny those players from getting in the corners?
You know, talking to Coach Wax, she was talking about how defense is going to be important in this game. Obviously, you know, they watched film, saw that that corner is definitely going to be a hot spot for New Canaan. So I say, you know, focusing there, making sure that no shots kind of get through, no players are kind of lurking around there, getting ready to take a shot that they can take advantage of.
Patterson shot was blocked there, so it's going to stay with the Rams. I think Faison says that she didn't get a piece of that, but did look like that happened. So it'll be an inbound. That one thrown away from the Rams. Now Greenwich moving it down our right side. Player goes down there. Baxendale with a corner, just had to throw that one away. Lila Donaldson grabs the interception there. Oh, that was a heavy pass there. Cecilia stays in bounds. A lot of contact over there, and Cecilia gets fouled by Baxendale. So that another team foul for Greenwich. As you can see, almost a turnover there. Cecilia had in just a little too much contact there, AJ.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of a tip, but you know, you still see how Fairfield, excuse me, Greenwich and New Canaan, you know, they don't give up when they start making those small errors. They're going to get back in, pretend like it never happened, memory of a goldfish, and just keep on playing their game.
Yeah, you got to pretend like that never happened. You said Darien and Fairfield so far, and there is another good
I'm sorry,
take
I'm being distracted by my producer right now.
by Greenwich, and now they've extended their lead to 13. Detmer driving middle. Donaldson swings that one over. Good ball movement from the Rams. Cecilia puts up the three. That one no good. Staying with the Rams. And there is a nice putback by the freshman, Lucy Detmer. Great play there, PJ.
Yeah, outstanding play. She capitalized. She got the rebound, and then it was just quick hands. That's what you got to have in the sport of basketball, and just a little light touch to get it through.
Now Greenwich in the corner. Seen the Cardinals have tried to expand their offense to be both on the wing and the corner in the second half, but New Canaan doing so far a pretty good job. Nice block there from Cece Patterson, as both teams will make a couple of substitutions, but good block by Patterson to deny that layup. Right now it's an 11-point lead for Greenwich, and AJ, what do you want to see here?
So again, we got to see Greenwich working on that ball movement. You know, there must have been some open players around that they could have taken advantage of and moved to, so that they can get a more accurate shot, not a deflection. But you know, still worked out in Greenwich's favor.
That shot is blocked. Donaldson tried to chase that one down, but out of bounds, and will go the way of the Cardinals. So here's Greenwich. In the corner was Pelham. That one swinging over to Jay Kai. Had a good first half. Swung that one corner. Almost banked in the corner three there. Off the mark. Now Detmer with it. Got to control a little bit. Corner. Livesay open for three. Off the mark. Rebound by Faison. Now Jay Kai with it. Almost a little too strong on that corner, but it will end up in her hands again. Patterson applying the pressure. Going middle, back outside. Great ball movement here from Greenwich, especially on this possession. Jay Kai just inside, off the mark. And a good rebound by the Rams. They look to get some sort of transition going. Just under a minute to go in the third quarter. That ball thrown away. Jay Kai, that one went out of bounds. It will stay with the Cardinals, but how about a good hustle play there, AJ, by that Rams defense?
Yeah, exactly. So we could see here in the replay how strong Buchanan is coming out, making sure that the lead doesn't get too far away from them. However, I disagree with the amount of threes that Greenwich is taking. It looks like their sweet spot is more in the key there, as we just saw from Faison. And I think that they should avoid the threes and focus more inside of the three-point line.
Donaldson left that one short, but nice offensive rebound there. 2 more points for New Canaan, 35-21 now. Third quarter, 20 seconds left to go. Shot clock is turned off. Gotta imagine Greenwich will take the last shot here. Jay Kai swinging that one over to the wing. Back with her, thought about the three-pointer, now driving middle. She'll be called for a travel, so now 9.5 seconds for the Rams to see if they can get some points to close out this third quarter. Down by 14 right now, so points would be huge here. Detmer got to speed it up here. 5 seconds. Swinging that one. Turnover. Jay Kai gets something off inside. Oh, just a little too much there. And that will be the third quarter. And overall, 22-13 at halftime now, 35-21 lead for Greenwich. PJ, I'll start with you. You know, the start of that third quarter looked pretty good for New Canaan, but at the end, I think we can all agree that Greenwich definitely looked like the better team.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, the Rams came into this third quarter down 9, got it within 5, and then after that, it was all Greenwich from there. Now, down by 14, New Canaan, you've got to start shooting the ball, and you've got to shoot it a lot. You've got to get some good possessions and some open shots, and you've got to get lucky a little bit because the way this game has gone right now, you know, I don't think maybe the Rams have hit 1 or 2 threes, but they haven't hit a lot out of the numerous chances that they've had.
Yeah. AJ, on to you. Good third quarter there from Greenwich, 35 points right now, and you know, how did they sustain this lead into the fourth quarter?
So I think that they're looking for those openings in the New Canaan defense. New Canaan seems to be getting a little tired, maybe a little discouraged, and Greenwich is taking advantage of that. And you know, taking a lot of threes, even though they're struggling a bit on the line, they're, you know, keeping on working on that and making those plays. Greenwich was doing that. And I think Greenwich just needs to continue scoring a lot, and that's going to really get them the game for them. You know, once they start getting a big lead like this, I feel like New Canaan's going to get discouraged. So it's important for them to continue how they're playing.
New Canaan starting with the ball here in this fourth quarter. Trying to drive middle on that zone. That's a high arcing shot off the backboard. Donaldson grabbed that one, but nothing to fall there. Greenwich with it. High pass over to Faison. Tough finish. Unable to connect there. And Donaldson's going to get called for the travel. Got caught up with their own teammate there. And that's not what you want to see, PJ, for the Rams.
Yeah, that's just a simple mistake that you can't have. Already down 14. You need some positive momentum. You get the rebound off the miss, and then just give it right back to Greenwich under their own hoop.
Yeah. There's another one from Greenwich, just really terrorizing this Rams defense inside now. It's a 37-21 lead for Greenwich. Detmer with it, swinging that one around. Back to Detmer. That pass out of bounds, and these last couple minutes have not looked too smooth for New Canaan. And PJ, we can see that number 5, Sarah Marshall, subbing in, and you got to imagine that's to help with the senior leadership there.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams now 4 seniors on the court and a freshman, but I think in a high-intensity game like this, it might have even just gotten too much of Detmer, who's been pretty good this season, and I think just kind of the intensity of this game might have ramped up, and Marshall being on this team, you know, for more than just 8 games so far, it helps a lot for having experience.
Turnover there from New Canaan, and now Greenwich looking to capitalize off of the steal. Jake High with it. Passes that one just outside the key. Jump ball, and it will stay the way of the Cardinals. AJ, I know you want to jump in here, and now with Greenwich up by 16. You know, with this kind of lead, you just want to make sure you're not turning it over too much. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, as we see one of our stars, Baxendale, coming in, getting subbed in. You know, giving Faison a break, and you know, again, bringing that leadership that the team needs, but also, you know, working hard to continue their lead.
Patterson playing defense there. Tough finish by Greenwich. That was Maddie Utzinger. And now the lead is up to 18 for Greenwich, 39-21. Deep three-pointer, that one good from Sarah Marshall, the senior who just subbed on. Had some minutes in the first half, not so much in the second half, but right there making an impact, knocking down that three-pointer. Now Greenwich working with it. Utzinger gets it on the key. Passes that one corner. Cross-court pass over to that wing. Jake High, mid-ranger from the Cardinals, no good. Buchanan cannot grab the rebound, though. Kiernan passes that one. Great finish there by Kate Baxendale. And AJ, it seems like every time New Canaan forces a miss, Greenwich just gets it right back.
Yeah, I have a feeling that New Canaan's struggling a lot with their rebounds right now. on both sides of the court. And you see, as we just saw there, kind of the effects of that, where if you don't get the ball back, you can't score. So they need to make sure they're under the hoop to get the ball back when they need it.
3-pointer from Greenwich off the mark. Buchanan able to grab the rebound there. Rams got to try and set into their offense here. Can't throw it away. Marshall with it, fakes the pass, going baseline. Tries to find Patterson. I think she got fouled there on the floor. So Buchanan will get the inbound just under 5 minutes ago, 4:56. And PJ looks like Ali Sasia coming back into the game for the Rams.
Yeah, I think that's, to get some more shooting in, but also some defense. She has been fantastic on defense all game long, as she has all season long, but I think it's primarily for a shooting cause.
Lila Donaldson banks in the 3-pointer, so a couple threes in this last minute or so for the Rams. Now a 41-27 game. If Buchanan is going to try and get back into this one, you got to knock down your threes, and we've seen that the last few possessions. So Greenwich just got to sustain this lead, try to avoid turnovers at all costs. Utzinger with it. Gets past to Sia. 3-pointer from Greenwich. That one off the mark. Good rebound by the Rams now. And here comes Sarah Marshall passing that one over to Livesay. Whoa, tough shot there. I think she wanted to draw some contact, but ref did not blow his whistle. So Greenwich again can try and settle back into things here. Sasia on the ball, almost forcing her to go to her left. Baxendale thought about the shot, and Coach Wax wanted her to put that one up. There is going to be a foul on Michaela Kiernan. And, PJ, in this fourth quarter, the Rams were doing good not fouling, and there's the first one of the quarter for Buchanan.
Yeah, and, in a game like this where you're down 14, it maybe won't be, as important to foul as it would be in a game where it's close, right? Because then down the stretch, you'll have to foul to kind of force free throws. And, yeah, I mean, we've seen, just watching that Oregon State game last night, right? Instead of fouling, instead of fouling up 3, you don't foul, you give up the 3, and then it goes to overtime.
Yeah.
But
always foul up 3. No, I was mad. I was telling you last night. I was watching that game. I wanted Oregon State to win that, and universal rule I think should be if you're up 3, foul. Don't give them an opportunity to get a 3-pointer. Heading back to our game, Greenwich forcing another steal as face on. Now Sasia playing ball up top. Oh, a lot of contact there. I think they're going to get a block. CC Patterson gets call for the block. Thank you, Andrew Muller, for that replay. Great speed there from our replay man, our senior, the graphics man, they call him, Andrew Muller. So Greenwich will work with this inbound. Almost out of bounds there. Donaldson swings that one over. Tough 3 from Sarah Marshall. Going up. Foul.
A lot of arc on that shot we learned about in physics over the past couple of weeks. We just had our midterm today.
How'd that go?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah.
Do you think you did well?
Well, I got my score back, so we'll just say no.
Would you care to share?
No.
I don't think that's appropriate, Ryan.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Well, I don't know if he wants to share with the entire viewers.
Well, it was just the initial score. We don't know about the FRQ kind of.
Okay. First free throw, no good. So second one here, you gotta imagine Rams gotta try and box out on a miss here. Again, off the mark, the face on, too tall, grabbing the rebound. Now Jay Kai with it, swinging that one over to Utzinger. Sasia playing tough defense on top. Jay Kai with it. Thought about the 3-pointer. Great handles from this Greenwich Cardinals point guard. That being Elsa Jay Kai. And that's just too easy. The mid-ranger for Alyssa Gath. And AJ, you're pointing to yourself there. And hey, what do you see there? Good shot there by Greenwich, though.
Yeah, I think that Greenwich is getting comfortable. I think that Greenwich is getting.
J-Kai, easy layup, and now New Canaan. That one off the mark, though. 2 missed layups for the Cardinals.
I apologize. My producer was playing noises into the microphone. So I think Greenwich is finally getting.
New Canaan now trying to get a side inbound here. Here's the problem now, fourth quarter. It's 44-27. Greenwich. I'll apologize for AJ right there. He's laughing up a storm right next to me. So
Yeah, as I was saying, Greenwich
right.
is finally getting comfortable in this game. They're passing a lot. They're not scared of maybe messing up once or twice because they know they have a solid lead. They can work, try some new things, and really show their dominance right now. You know, I'm not saying New Canaan is out of it. It's still a few threes, and we can have a difference of a game.
Greenwich now, you know, at this point, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Try and take up as much time as possible. As it seems like up 17 right now. We'll finish this one out with a win based on.
Well, we don't know that yet. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, you say that, but it is 44-27 with a minute 40. And you're right, it is never over till it's over, but AJ, we can use our assumptions to believe that Greenwich will end this one with a win and continue their undefeated season. But, you know, if you're New Canaan, you want to finish strong here. You know, play till the final buzzer. You got to imagine that's what they'll do. The whistle would coincide with the buzzer, so you can really say either or. So see that three-pointer off the mark. Now Greenwich grabbing the rebound, and a timeout will be called by Coach Megan Wax. And PJ, you know, New Canaan definitely had some bright spots in this game, but for the second half, we can definitely see why Greenwich is an undefeated team.
Yeah, definitely. They've been dominant in all facets of this game so far. Outside shooting, inside shooting, defense. They've had it all, and New Canaan really hasn't had any answer.
Yeah, and AJ, Greenwich, you know, they're only up by 9 in that first half. It was a low-scoring first half, as you had mentioned, but now 44 points from the Cardinals, and I think a well-rounded game from this team.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, the comfort level's increasing as they realize that they're a solid team. They've got the offense and defensive plays. And now they're even putting in some of their subs, giving them a few minutes, some varsity time minutes to experience what it is like on the court. Hopefully New Canaan will be able to close the gap a little bit more, but so far it's been a pretty great game.
Yeah, definitely an entertaining game. Lots of moments where either team could go on some runs. Three-pointer for Greenwich. That one off the mark from Ella Morris. First time we've really seen her on the floor tonight. Livesay driving in. That one no good off the glass. Good rebound by Marshall. Rejected. What a block by Zuri. Face on. Back to Livesay. Just hoisting up a three. No good. And rebound by Kate Baxendale. And, you know, 40 seconds left in this one. Greenwich will just try and dribble out as much as they can, or, you know, maybe get a shot for some of the new players that I've gotten on the floor. That one over to face on. Now they're just really swinging it around. It's almost like something you see at a practice, PJ, just trying to work on all the passes, not try and turn it over, facing this Rams zone. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, heavy contact there. Three-pointer is good. That was number 10, Alyssa Gaith on that three-pointer. Livesay swings that one over Marshall for three off the front rim. And that will do it for our game here. Final score, 47-27 in favor of the Greenwich Cardinals. AJ, I'll start with you. A dominant game from Greenwich, you know, a 20-point win. You know, I just said earlier, it was only 9 at halftime, so a lot of positives for New Canaan in that first half into that early third quarter, but then Greenwich really pulled away towards the end of that second half.
Yeah, I think that, you know, both teams were kind of nervous at the beginning, showing their defensive skills instead of focusing on offense, which was a good start. But then Greenwich realized we got an opportunity, we got to take it. So they really started upping their threes, upping their intensity, and it really paid off. I think it was kind of a freshman show tonight, at least for Greenwich, as we see both freshmen, Faison and J-Kai, really running the show tonight. You know, everyone made a very good Everyone had a very big impact on the game, but those two freshmen really showing their leadership, even despite their young age, and making a lot of plays that made the difference of this game.
You know, and PJ, for you, New Canaan go to 2-6 on the year, but this is still a really good Rams team, and I think down the stretch they can definitely win some games and, you know, try and compete for the postseason. But, you know, what do you see tonight from the Rams?
Yeah, you know, it was a tough game for them. I mean, going down 9 at half, you had an opportunity if you came out firing. They just weren't able to do so. Their upperclassmen weren't able to really get hot, and I think that's what made all the difference in, in this game. But you know, you had your young players showing a lot of problems, right? Cecilia and Lorenz, they were all over the place, and so you've got that going. You've just got to get your seniors going. But I think they've had a really, just looking at their schedule, they've had a really kind of daunting start, but this back half of the schedule is really where they could get stuff going.
Yeah. Well, that is it from us three. We'd like to thank our crew on camera. We had Charlie Place and Adrian Delicata, and then over there, our producer, Andrew Mank. Thank you, Andrew. And the other Andrew Muller, the graphics man, Andrew Muller.
Look at that graphic right there.
Yeah, on replay, that was Andrew Muller, and he has a TikTok actually, but you know, might be won't be up for too much longer after this weekend. But Muller, keep up the good work you're doing. Again, from the announcers up here, PJ Neville, Anthony Polici, I'm Ryan Bell. We're going to send it away to sponsors, and we hope everyone has a great long weekend.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Quest Builders Group, a general contracting, construction management, and consulting company who proudly supports all of our high school athletes. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile. You're in good hands. We thank Platinum sponsor Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We thank Platinum sponsor Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands, and welcome the New Canaan community into their newly renovated store this fall. Go Rams! Platinum sponsor Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. We thank Platinum sponsor Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We also thank our Platinum sponsor Hoyt Livery for 30 plus years of service. We would like to thank our Gold sponsor Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal, constructed with intention and integrity. We thank another Gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, a family-owned deli right here in town serving the New Canaan community since 1986. They are a proud sponsor of the New Canaan community and all of our sports teams. And we thank NC Graphics LLC, a Gold sponsor who is a constant supporter of the NCHS Booster Club. They are a custom graphics company located right here in New Canaan for all of your logo designing needs. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams!